Hey guys, check this out. Just made this TDC for my SSG-10A3. Cost me less than 10 bucks. Come on inside, I'll show you how to do it. And watch to the end because I got a big favor to ask. What adjusts the hop up is actually just an insert lock nut and the thumb screw. This nylon gasket inside this lock nut makes it really difficult to turn this. I can't even turn it with my bare hands. But because we're going to glue this lock washer to the barrel, we should be able to turn it. If you find that thumb screw too difficult to turn on your lock washer, you can take a nail file or a little piece of sandpaper and you can file away a part of that nylon washer, making it easier to turn that thumb screw. The hardest thing of this whole hack is figuring out where to drill a hole in your outer barrel to put the TDC in. Let me show you how to do it. We need to find the opposite side of the barrel because that's where we're going to drill the TDC in. To do that, we need a 1/4 inch wide slip of paper and a piece of tape. Take your paper strip and wrap it around the barrel and then tape it in place. You don't want it so tight you can't move it because we are going to be taking this on and off the barrel. Next, you want to fold that paper circle in half and then mark the middle. Now that we have this little strip of paper marked on one side, turn it over so that your mark is facing away from you. Place it up against the window. Let the sunlight shine through it and you can see that mark. Use your ruler and mark the line on the other side. Now that your paper is marked, just line it up with the middle of the hole that screws your hop-up chamber in, turn it over, and that second mark is exactly on the top of the barrel. Now, use a piece of wood as a straight edge. Line it up with the mark on the barrel, and then draw a pencil line. That should be the exact top of your barrel. If you have to, erase it and remark this several times, just make sure it's straight. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out where, along the top of this line, we need to drill our hole for our hop-up. And it's real simple math. Next thing we need to do is we need to measure the distance of this hole where the loading block screws in on top of the hop-up chamber from the end of the hop-up chamber. And I have a distance of about 4.5 millimeters. Write that down. Now that we've done that, let's take our outer barrel. We need to measure from this screw hole here to the very end of the barrel. And I show a distance of 170 millimeters. Take the 170 millimeters, add it to the 4.5 millimeters, and then from the very end of your outer barrel, measure down 174.5 millimeters and make a mark. That's the very end of your hop-up chamber. Now we can do a quick double check. Just line up the hole on your hop-up chamber, the hole on your outer barrel, and then slowly revolve it, and you'll see that this mark lines up to the end of your hop-up chamber. Here's our hop-up arm on our hop-up chamber. We want to measure from the very end of the hop-up chamber to where we want our TDC to land on our hop-up arm. And when I measure it, I have a measurement of 42 millimeters. Write that down. On our outer barrel, we've already marked the end of the hop-up chamber. So all we have to do now is just go up 42 millimeters, and that's where we need to drill our hole. I'm using a brass screw here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap it a little bit here on the barrel to make a little dimple. That way your drill bit won't wander all over the place as you're trying to drill it. After drilling my 1/4 inch hole, I ended up with some burrs here. Just take a larger drill bit and then cover it with a cloth so it doesn't bite into your hand. Put it up against that hole and then just turn it and it will cut those burrs right off. Now here's the scary part. Let's check our work. Go ahead and insert your inner barrel inside your outer barrel. Line up the holes on your hop-up chamber, turn it over and see how close you are. Now we line up these holes here, the hop-up chamber to the outer barrel, and then once it's lined up, turn it over. Here's the hole that I drilled. You can take your thumb screw, push it down in there, and I can feel that hop-up arm. This hole is perfect. Now if you have an SSG-10 stock like I do, this hole was drilled from the end of the barrel 132 millimeters down. Now that we've checked our work, we're going to take this lock nut with the screw and we're going to glue it into the top of the hole here. But before we need that, we need to clean everything off, and you can do that with acetone, hot soapy water, or my favorite, these denatured alcohol swabs. We're going to glue everything together with this epoxy putty, this JB Weld steel stick. It's set time in 5 minutes. Total cure time, it's ready to go in 1 hour. To use this epoxy putty, all you have to do is unwrap it, and then I'm gonna cut off about 3/4 of an inch. Now with freshly washed hands, because you don't want to get any oil in this, you'll see it's two-part. There's a dark gray and a light gray. Just take this stuff and mix it together. You have 5 minutes. Once you have it to a uniform color, take it and roll it out. All right, now that we got our epoxy rolled out, what we need to do is take our screw, put it into the hole. Look on the inside of the barrel and center that screw as best you can, and then use your thumb to hold it in place while you roll this epoxy putty around the edges. Don't use a lot of this putty. Whatever you do, don't put any here below the spot where your stock goes on, or you won't be able to put your outer barrel back into your stock. Once you've put your putty on place, turn it over, double check to make sure that your nut and your screw is centered in the hole, and then put it back into place. Now that this bolt and this screw is epoxied to the top of your outer barrel, just set it aside for an hour. Actually, I like to wait 2 hours just to make sure. This thing is solid dry. It doesn't even dent when I try to put my fingernail in it. I used a 1024 thumb screw, 1/2 inch long, and a 1024 Locknut. I used the JB Weld Steel Stick Epoxy Putty to lock everything down into place. So all the stuff I used to do this TDC hack, there are affiliate links down in the description. The only thing left to do, let's go outside and test it. Okay, for this first test, no TDC, I should see that BB drop like a rock. Now I'm gonna add some hop. Let's see if I can get that BB to shoot like a laser. Those two tests worked great. Now let's see if I can get this BB to overhop. So this TDC worked great. And for a favor, what I'd like you to do, guys, please watch this video right here and let me know what's wrong with it. I appreciate you watching. This is Shreq. Thank you.